Hello to my Risen Word family. I'm super excited today because not only is this for women, this show and this podcast is also for men. I have my longtime friend from high school here with me.
Yes.
And not only is he a proud dad of 5 and an effective present dad of 5, he's also an entrepreneur in his own business teaching
The stock market, currency trading, get at me.
Yes! He's successful in that area, but not only that, he's a father to many as well. It's very important now in this day of age, the lack of male role models that we have. And since Father's Day is coming up, I wanted to choose one of the dads that I know is an effective dad. His children are effective. And I'm just super excited so he can shed wisdom to new dads out there, to dads who may have strayed away from their children, to dads that maybe they feel they're not effective anymore.
Right.
So that's what we're doing today. So get pen and paper and stay tuned so you can take knowledge nuggets with you in your personal life. So, first question.
Oh, we got some questions already? Oh, man.
What would you say is the most important characteristic as a dad that you should display to your children?
Well, knowledge. That's the first thing
Knowledge
you
is
need to do.
power.
Yeah, you got to give your children knowledge. The first thing you want to do is you got to instill that in their head, right from wrong.
Okay.
You have to be that leader and that backbone to your children. See, a lot of fathers come in and say, hey, this is what I want you to do. No, this is what I demand you to do.
Yes, demands.
Yes, you got to demand your children because they are yours. You got to think one thing. Children can come out and be hard-headed. Some children are hard-headed, but that's the main thing is knowledge. Right from wrong.
Okay.
Because it could be a destruction or disaster in their life if you don't be there to follow. And the second thing you have to do is you have to let the children know your mistakes.
That's to be vulnerable.
Yes, you got to, because at the end of the day, how could the children learn from you not telling your children what you went wrong? In order for your children to say, hey, I don't want you to, I don't want you to be like me.
Right.
Every father tell you that. I don't care if you went to the NBA. The first thing the father tell their children is, I don't want you to be like me. I want you to be better than me.
Right, and it takes you being transparent with your child to say, hey, I made these nasty mistakes.
Right, exactly.
And to show them how you should be by leading, like you said.
Yeah.
So the best characteristic is to wisdom, give them knowledge.
Gotta give them knowledge.
And lead them by example,
Yes.
not tell them.
Yes.
Okay.
You have to correct the children's mistakes. You have to correct their wrong from the door. If a baby wants a bottle, and you don't want that baby to have a bottle, then you have to earn that. Make them earn that bottle. But what we do, we give them the bottle when they cry. So now guess what? We are not being the parent. We are being coherent to them in their demands. They're saying, look.
Well, you're enabling them now instead of teaching them.
Well, the whole thing is that's just the American way.
Right.
The thing is the children is going to lead by what the father tells them. Children understand. A lot of children, especially, women, girls, they cling to their father more than the mother.
Yes.
Some of the men, they cling to the mother more than the father.
Right.
Right? So what happens is when you find the balance of teaching your children, you teach them equally and collectively, but they all understand you are dad. And don't let nobody tell you anything different.
Right. So the second thing is, how can a father with 5 children, how can a father make himself available to each child but make them feel special individually?
Oh, very simple. Just give them all the understanding collectively. Like, listen, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, and I love you. But you do have to understand that if one don't get, none don't get. That's from the rip. Because what happened is, when you got favoritism, when you got children and you got favoritism, it affects the other children.
Yes.
So now what you have to do is have a balance. My children, me and Mike, I had 3 by my oldest children, and we always had that model of, hey, if one don't get, none don't get. So now they know that. Now that's the part right there.
And that also creates cohesiveness between them, and they become more of a team for each other which doesn't create resentment if they feel one is favored.
Exactly my
Right.
point. Because you gotta know one thing. When you're teaching your children stuff, you have to be there for them individually and collectively. But you have to let them know, look, it ain't your turn yet. See, what happens is, like my daughter, she's 3, right? So she watches her sister go to school. She want to go to school. But I tell her, you're too young right now. You know what I'm saying? Your time is coming. She don't understand that. But guess what? If you keep embedding that, then they're going to get it. You're 3 years old. You start school when you're 4. You know what I'm saying? Some children can start when they're 3, head start. But guess what? With the COVID going on and stuff like that, you say, okay, I want to be cautious here. But
so it's like you're basically teaching 3 kids. The oldest one, you're teaching the youngest one, hey, it's just not your time yet.
Yes.
Doesn't mean you have to be mad at the
Right.
oldest one.
Yes.
Doesn't mean I love the oldest one more.
There you go.
Understood.
They have to understand that. And that's the whole thing is when you're dealing with your children, how I play my children is, they all know, like, guess what? It's levels to this thing. What the first thing you do? You want that car, right?
Yes.
Well, sometimes you got a father that ain't got the money for a car.
Right.
Right? But guess what? You can drive my car. You can drive my car. But daddy, I want to drive the car too. You don't have your license yet.
So it's not your turn
There you
yet.
go. So some people can get jealous just because how you play it out. But you got to let the children know, hey, it's not your turn. When your time comes, there's a time for everything when it comes down to children. And me as a father, it's like, I love all my children. They come to me to this day, I call them that they're using me. I don't tell them that. I say, all y'all do is come to me when y'all need something. Because it's laid out on the table.
But they know they can.
They know they can. Because that's the whole thing. But watch this. I would rather do for them than somebody else step up. That's right.
Because that is your role and
That's
you
right.
take it seriously.
Oh, you got that right.
So how do you individually connect with them to make them feel special?
Well, like I told you, one of my sons, he loves basketball.
Okay.
So I have to play basketball.
And make that time for
I have to
them.
make that time for him. You understand what I'm saying? My other son, you know, he loves to do the workout. I don't work out, but I listen to I listen to his workout and stuff like that and what he got to tell me.
Right.
I mean, I don't think I'm bench pressing nothing. But just the whole point is he does the bodybuilding now. I have to support that.
You support it and you're present for it.
You have to.
Okay.
It's very important because kids can stray away on they just want you to be there just to want something. They want something. So, you know, collectively, individually, and overall, they all have to know, I'm daddy.
Right.
But daddy has a connection and relationship with you guys individually. And, you know, my daughter, you know, she likes to jump and play on my arm. That's the relationship we have.
That's the bond you create.
Yeah, that's the bond. Yeah, you throw them up in the air, you talk, they like that. You know, it's the little things that they love doing. So, you know, it's not the whole point is when you know, having your children wanting that one-on-one attention from you.
One-on-one attention.
That's it's easy, but then it's hard because it's more like, okay, what are you gonna do for me, daddy? You just want to go play basketball for him. Now I want to go to the park. Okay, now I gotta put you on the swings, but I don't feel like swinging you right now because I want to play basketball. And that sometimes happens like that.
Yes.
I don't be feeling like swinging sometimes. You know, I don't feel like swinging it. I just don't.
I don't want to do this.
Yes, I want to go to the park, but I don't feel like going to the park right now.
That makes you different as a father is that you say, well, it's about being selfless and humble, not selfish.
You gotta definitely be selfless and not selfish towards your children.
Right.
Anything my children want, they get right there on the spot. Because I'm like this, when you bless, they said God blesses those who take care of their children, right? See, I went through war with my children, mother. We went to war growing up. That's just life. You're going to go through the course, you're going to go through that, but overall they know, like, yo, this man is a good man. I ain't even gonna sit there and stun. I can't even, as much as he get on my nerves, sometimes when you do good, it gets on the mother's nerves. It does.
Well, yeah, because they want you to fail sometimes.
Right.
It's because of their bitterness.
There you go. Right. So some mothers definitely get bitter.
Right.
That could cause a disaster. But for me, I fight through it. I fought.
And you stay present. You stay on the path.
All the time.
And you let them know I'm always going to be their father.
Yes.
Regardless. Yeah.
Go ahead and fight. Go ahead, I'll be at the finish line waiting for you.
Hey.
There you go. I'll be at the finish line waiting for you. Yes.
So what legacy do you believe a father should leave to their children?
Always leave knowledge. Very, very knowledge.
That's the second time you referred to knowledge or
because
wisdom.
because you have to embed to your children. Like my children, you know, they don't smoke or drink because I don't smoke or drink. You see the leadership there?
There we go.
There you go. Is what they always say: the apple do not fall too far from the tree.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, they see my children always never was envious of me. They always wanted to be like me because they see the lifestyle. So now they live in that lifestyle. I want to be like how my daddy lifestyle is. Why? Because at the end of the day, they're like, yo, I make it easy for them. If I go to the dealership, how much is that car? Boom, you got it. Give them the title right now. That's the kind of person I am. I never let my children go without if I can help it.
Right.
But at sometimes they have to understand, you don't have it sometimes.
Sometimes you don't.
You just don't have it sometimes, but some children don't understand that.
Right.
So my children are more spoiled, I would say, but to leave a message for a father is, you know, try to be there as much as you could.
So you would say legacy for your children is leave them wisdom. Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power.
Be present.
Be present. Be present. Because what happened is, let me explain something to you. And this is very important. Children and fatherhood is like credit. And
It's like credit.
I'm gonna break that down to y'all so y'all can understand this.
Right.
I'm gonna compare deadbeat dad to credit.
A deadbeat dad to credit. A
Yes.
deadbeat dad meaning one who is not present,
The one that's
one
not
who gave
present.
up
Right. Yes.
and leaves,
Right.
abandons their children.
I'm gonna break this down for you.
Okay.
Okay. You got a credit card. Okay. You have a child. Okay. The payment is due. The phone call or the pickup saying I'm going to pick you up is due. The first month comes by. Guess what? You don't make that payment on that credit card.
Right.
The first month goes by. You don't pick up your child. Now, guess what? There's a late payment on your credit report. Guess what? There's a phone call coming from your child.
Yep.
Right? The second month comes. I'm going to go pick up my child. I'm going to pay that credit card.
And
Watch this. And you don't. Now it becomes delinquent. Now the mother's calling. You still don't answer. Right? Now that we got delinquency coming on, right? You haven't paid that credit card.
Right.
In 2 months. You haven't seen your child in 2 months. Guess what happens? Now, the third month comes. Now it comes a derogatory.
Right.
Now you in child support court.
Yep.
Guess what happens? Now you're trying to do right. Now you got to fix your credit.
Right.
So you go to a creditor to fix your credit up, right? You got to pay somebody like me that charge to fix your credit, right? Now you got the child. Now you want to be involved, but you forgot. You wasn't there, so you left room for a stepfather. Come on now. You done left room for the stepfather. Come on, I'm going to say it again. We're going to say it. You got the stepfather done stepped in, and you mad now. Now you trying to be there. You're trying to live, and it's never too late. Hold on for a second.
Right.
It's never too late. I'm not straying away from anybody. But my motto is this. If you ain't there for the first 90 days, that's my child. That's what I go by. Oh, yeah.
Just like a credit card, though.
Oh,
You
yeah.
don't make your payment within the first 90 days,
I'll
then
get
you're in
rid of
trouble as
They
well.
got to go to credit collection.
Exactly.
So when the stepfather do step up, you can't get mad at that stepfather. Now you bitter for what? You had 3 months. I tell people from the door, a deadbeat dad is always tomorrow with them.
Yeah.
Next
we'll do it
week.
later.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's like a fat person like myself trying to go to the gym. I'm going to
We'll
the
do it
gym tomorrow. And I never do it.
I'll do it tomorrow.
And that's the whole thing. It's always tomorrow. It's always, this person want this, that person want to do that. We're going to do this, we're going to do that, and never do. That's how the deadbeat becomes a deadbeat.
That's right.
Because now, guess what? He's ashamed.
And now he don't want to show up because now he has guilt and shame showing up with him.
There you go.
But it doesn't matter. See, the thing about fathers, I think a lot of them become so shameful and hold on to the guilt that it stops them or deters them from being the effective and good father that the child wants anyway. The child just wants the father to be present. The child just wants the father, even if the father shows up and got no money, let's say, that child would rather that father show up and play basketball with them than buy them a basketball.
Yeah, that's true.
I
agree with you. Mm-hmm. And the message that I could say is for fathers is, if you're not a part of I got a lot of people that came up to me and said, Dada, I see how you treat your children, so I stepped up to the plate because I wasn't there for mine.
See? And it's never too late.
It's never too late to be a part of your children's life.
Absolutely
but
not.
my thing that pisses me off about some fathers is, they allow them. Like, if you don't want to be there, fine. But don't let the mother dictate it. And ladies, a message for the ladies, stop chasing the fathers away. See, a lot of people don't understand. They go around and tell them, if I'm already a deadbeat, and I don't care, and you tell me that child is not mine, that's a free pass for me. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to bounce. Am I right?
Right.
And that's what 90% of the mothers do. They chase the fathers away, and they say, that ain't your child anyway. Guess what the father's going to do? He's going to bounce. Or, if a stepfather steps in, guess what the father says? Because everybody's afraid of child support.
Exactly.
You understand one thing? You got to pay child support
regardless.
Ain't no getting around child support.
Right.
Ain't no getting around child support.
Right.
I'm not on child support, but I always made sure that my kids' mom had my kids.
You're not on child support, but you still support your child. Big difference.
I kept the check right now.
Right, but it's a big difference because it's not only money. It's also you being present for that child.
You have to, because the whole thing is a lot of people get on child support and the first thing they do is, the hell with him and the hell with her. See, I'm going to tell you this. 90% of the fathers, this is the God honest truth, are not there for their children is because they can't get with the mother no more. Bitter.
Well, they don't want to deal with the mother no more.
Yeah, exactly. So if I don't want to see you, I don't want to be a part of my children. That's the
not
first thing they say. And it should not be that.
No.
And then the other fathers always say, oh, I don't want my children around another man. You think their mother ain't going to go ahead and sleep with somebody else? She already got the next boo lined up.
As long as you, the father, is doing your job and being present, it don't matter if another father comes into the picture because you're present.
There you go.
So what 3 knowledge nuggets would you leave for the fathers out there, new fathers who have strayed away, or fathers that have guilt and shame, for them to be present for their children? What would you leave them?
Well, the first thing I would say is if you're tempted to see your child, go ahead and do that.
So if you're tempted, don't stray away from the temptation.
That's right. If you want to, don't stray away. Give it to them.
Do it.
And number 2 is get cool with the mother. How are you gonna get cool with the mother?
Make that
relationship work. Y'all, sometimes it's a little, I apologize. Women are sensitive. Y'all sensitive. And sometimes all you just want to hear is a little apology.
Yes.
I apologize. Yeah, you right.
You're right.
You right. Yeah. That's the whole thing. You gotta just agree with the woman. It's what they always say. You want to get something from a woman, agree with them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you know what? Because what they have on their chest is something that you can't handle. They may say X, Y, and Z, and you may thought that you did A, B, and C.
And it's totally something different.
So
you just agree with further. And number 3?
Yes. And number 3, most importantly, again, make sure that you try your best to just be there for your child. I don't have no other.
Be present.
That's
present.
Be there for your child. People run like. Even with this interview right now, it makes some people feel uncomfortable because if you're a part of that problem, then become that solution.
Absolutely. Don't give excuses because then years pass by and then you do create that wedge between your child and seeing the special moments in their lives as they're growing up. It's never too late though.
And
Never.
And before you end, it's the point is like, you know, just a little. One time, tell you a little quick stories, quick.
Quick, because we had at my time.
I know, quick. I'm sitting there, you know, court. Both my kids' mom. This was years ago. When we was doing the court thing. But I knew that they knew my heart more than court. You understand what I'm saying? And what are the chances of both my lawyers know that my lawyer didn't show up and hers didn't show up? And we wound up working it out right there.
Look
Same
at
thing.
that.
Yes. Because it was the whole point is, overall, when you know somebody's a good person,
Yes.
you're gonna work with that person.
You want to work with that
you want to
person.
work with that person. That's the whole point. Is I knew it was more bigger than they knew who I was. They knew I was. Come on now, they knew I wasn't who they project me to be to the court's eyes. Because when you bitter and you break up, that's the first thing a woman want to do is go down to court.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying?
'Cause she mad.
But, yeah, she mad.
But you gotta step
overall,
through that. You gotta be present, like you said.
Yes, be present for the
For
kids.
sure. Give them knowledge.
Yes.
Show up.
Yes.
So thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Yes.
I'm quite sure that a lot of fathers can pick some knowledge nuggets and wisdom from that.
Yes.
I appreciate the father you are to other children as well.
Oh man, yes.
Thank you for being
I
here.
got a lot of children.
And thank you for being here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm super excited. I know you guys will get a lot of knowledge from this. So thank you again.
Yes. It's your boy Dadah Terry. I'm signing off. Peace.
Okay.